Why hello and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings, and this is a RiseToWar Legacy. And today, my friends, we are going to start a new season with the RiseToWar with my main account here. We'll go ahead and sign on in here, and we're going to start. Basically, this will be a video just to kind of cover the whole thing and just have fun and hang out. So sometimes I'll do a live stream when I first start, but I decided I was just gonna. It was late at night. I'm like, you know what? I'll make a video for you guys while we're at it, because I don't want you to miss out for my friends here who are RiseToWar fans. And again, if you do like RiseToWar or any Lord of the Rings content, don't forget to like and subscribe. But this will be one of my more chill and unscripted videos. So we're just going to go straight into it. So again, I'm going to go on to main account here. Unfortunately, I finished last season, since this is a Legacy playlist. And I was immediately... like we had the previous season, locked in, where I went ahead and I went to go get out of the queue of the, basically before I was out of Bag End. And it said, apparently, if you don't get out, you know, a day and a half before, you still get put, you still unfortunately get put into the next thing, no matter what. So I finished the campaign, logged in, about, I don't know, 5 hours after the campaign was over, and found out that I couldn't log out because the next campaign started in like 2 days. So, I mean, not log out, but unsign up for the next campaign. So I was kind of forced to play the next campaign, which is okay, because I actually have really been enjoying playing with my friends in the drop and a couple other of our little tags for our kinships. So we're gonna play, I've never played the Variags. So again, we're playing the evil side. They have the champions. I am starting a little bit late in this one, but that's okay. We'll catch up because this is my main account, thank goodness. So here we go. I'm going to be totally by myself until I can join up with our fellowship later on, which is technically like a guild in RiseToWar, if you don't already know. And if you're curious what emulator I'm using the LD player, which I've really enjoyed. I thought it's a very good emulator. So that's the little daily rewards. I highly recommend, if you're going to get anything, get these two. Mine just both ran out, but I'm not going to get more right now. So here we are. And in fact, there's a little event going on right now as well. So I might be able to show you that later on too, but let's just go ahead and start up here. So where do we get put? Okay, so we're right here. We're just north of Mordor in the Ashen Plains. So there's our capital in the Eastern Wastes, which is Mod Ortog. Ortog? I don't know how to say that. Anyway, this should be fun. And let's get going. So what do we do normally? I'm gonna talk it out. No, I'm not using my camera today, guys. I had a long day. And I'm not really in camera mood right now. Like, I don't have, my hair is a mess, and yeah, I just wanted to just be able to play the game. But then I was like, but I want to make a video with you guys. So that's what I'm doing. So we're making a video, just no camera today. But there's our free daily roll. Good start to a video. All right, well, I just got one of the letters for this orc sorcerer guy. That's cool. Wasn't expecting to get that on my free roll, but here we go. Yes, Zollin gets lucky sometimes in that. Wasn't so lucky with that. No, never mind. It's not important. I was going to talk about my jury duty the other day, but they were very nice about things. But I got selected, but they still dismissed me for some reason with one thing, so that's good. That's good. If you don't know, in the United States, you're called in for jury duty. It's an obligation if you're a citizen of the United States. I think it is very cool. I think that I know that we all about it when we get it, but I think it's a neat thing because it helps us uphold our laws and to have a fair, unbiased jury that doesn't, you know, get paid off, which of course could still happen in theory, but it's very unusual when there's hundreds of thousands of cases, and maybe you'll get one or two like that ever. But usually when that happens, it becomes a hung trial and blah, blah, blah. You don't need to go into law on this, but I do know a little bit about law. But let's just go ahead and start building our base here. You guys are like, we're here to play RiseToWar. Why are we talking about the courts? Because I just had that happen like 2 days ago. But yeah, unfortunately, my car broke down. And that was the one reason that I requested, like, I'm happy to do this and help my country. But, you know, I don't have a car to get here. Which I just many days after that got my car back finally. So the actual trial would only have been a few days. That was nice. So I got on one that would have been less. But what they do now in at least this is in California, United States, is they You go in and you're there for a period of 4.5 hours instead of 8 hours, which is so much better than when I went last time, a few years back. And then at that point, they'll call you at random. It's like just a random lottery. But if you don't get called, you're done for the year, and they can't call you again for at least a year. But it's usually longer. I'm sure some of you get it more often, just by habit, by chance. But it's kind of random too when they call you. But and then basically at that point, they call up. They called up 56 of us, and you only need to have in America 8 to 12 jurors, and they have like an extra, like a 13th usually. But they had 56 up there. So, and then they basically asked, "Oh, do you have any things, hardships?" And I'm like, "Well, if you had asked me 2 days ago, no, I could have done this. No big deal. Obviously, my job being YouTube now is very handy for things like that because I can do my work late at night or a different time, right? When I'm doing stuff for you guys. I work like at least 45 hours a week on the channel. So I appreciate you guys' likes and subscribes. It means a lot. It encourages me that I am doing my best here. But yeah, it was a cool experience still. It was really neat. Got to hear the story of the judge. I gotta tell you guys, since we're doing this anyway, right? This is Zollin story time. Voice of the Ring story time. The judge basically was, when she was young, she was part in the Soviet Union, and her family was able to escape to America many years back. So I'm assuming this is, when the Soviet Union was a thing. So I'm assuming she was she wasn't very old judge. She was like, middle-aged. So I would say that she must have been very young when that happened. But then she said when she was 16, she became a United States citizen, which is very cool. Congratulations to her. It's very cool. I think it's so neat about America, how you can get citizenship from like anywhere as long as you apply, right? I think that's a cool, neat thing. We are a very big mixing pot here. But then at that point, she became a judge later because she realized that, we actually like the majority of the time, which I believe this, that we actually like uphold laws, right? We have jurors, we have judges, we have people that actually attempt to uphold things. Of course, some things get swept under the rug in any country. Absolutely. Don't leave a comment like, "Oh yeah, sure." I get that. But we as a country in America do a better job than like the Soviet Union or, that kind of thing back in there. And just like, she's like, they just didn't have real justice in anything. It was, power, money. That's all it was, right? That happens everywhere a little bit, but you get my point. In America, she was inspired to become a judge and help uphold that, it was a really cool story. I really thought it was very uplifting, and it was very, like, hopeful. By the way, this is the event going on right now, with the peddler here, the Matham peddler. Oh, I need to collect that too. We're going to do some of this a special event while we're doing this video. This will be a longer video because we're doing our starting zone. All right, let's go ahead and choose our characters here. I have to use an evil character, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Witch King. I think. Witch King? Just kidding. I always laugh at that, man. It's like, which king are we using? The Witch King. All right, I'm going to start with... I think we'll just do this. Start with just as many points as I can put into that. And then, yeah, we'll just go and do that. And then we'll start with using the Witch King. Let's sort by key undead. Anyway, I hope you liked that little story. I just thought it was a very uplifting story. And I thought it was a very fun experience, though, to still go to. I haven't been to jury duty in a long time since I was... my first time I went is right when I got out of high school, when I was legal adult. But it's been a couple years since then. Okay, so we need to start with like 5, 10 tiles. Can I start with a 10 tile? Yeah, no problem. We'll start with a 10. Start taking things here, start up our stories. Again, thank you for joining me, guys, for this little thing. Hopefully you can just chill, relax. I'll just tell you guys stories as we do it, as we play. Hoping to be able to join up with my friends here. By the way, I do have a village I set up, Voice of the Rings village. So if you're someone who would like to try to play with me, for one, make sure you go to voiceoftherings.com, our new thing, and join, and then go over to that and go and join Discord. It's a good way to contact me or any of the other social medias, but Discord's the best one to join and talk to our group and our officers and stuff in the Discord. And then I can get you into the village possibly, which is pretty cool. But right now, I just want to be able to join our friends here. And I am hoping that it stuck me into this faction. So I'm assuming this is where my friends are. If not, I'm going to join some random group and we're going to have a fun season and see what happens, right? Oh, mind you, if you want to know what happened last season, which I'm sure you're just dying to know. We did good. We won. We got the best reward. By the way, here is our little village if you'd like to join. All right. There we are. Voice of the Rings. But yeah, it was really cool. This is what happened. I was in Watt, which is the second fellowship that, and with Drop is kind of their main group, but they're both big groups. We have like 160 people, so that's what we did. Banana is the same group from the previous season. That one was a little harder. Things got crazy. But yeah, it went really good. That's my merit. I did pretty good on the merit with Gimli. Not as much as I would have liked last season. I was kind of busy the last few weeks. But yeah, pretty cool. Now they've added a new thing here called a Glorious Reign. It's this thing. It's interesting. Basically what it is they allow you to, if you get the main achievement title, you're able to do an extra box. Don't know exactly how I feel about that. It has a pretty decent drop rate for the gold armor there. 2.4% is actually pretty high. They're normally like 1%. 7. So this isn't terrible, and it's 40% for blue. So this is not bad at all. I might make a video of looting this later, make a drop video and see how it does for you guys, because I do have some gems saved up that I've been earning with those weekly gem things. I don't use my gems that much, so anyway, yeah, but this seems more reasonable when it comes. I was doing the math on money for this. I'll talk about it more when I actually do it for a video, but again, I maybe a tiny bit pay to win, just a little bit, but it's gonna happen sometimes in these kind of games. But because the fact, if you're really strong and you all have really big characters, it's easier to get this special box, which is technically a lot cheaper than the other ones. So not terrible, but look at how cool this is. This is a happy little reunion here. And so I love that music. I think it's the same music they had last year. I was thinking about making an ambience video for you guys with that, but now that I think about it, I think this is the same music as the other one I made. So yeah, we'll grab a few things there. And again, if you're a RiseToWar player, you got any questions, you got an idea for a guide that you don't see on my RiseToWar guide playlist that you need, let me know. If it's a more beginner guide, if it's a more advanced one, I'm going to have to do a little research and make sure I am well up to date on it. Yes, I've been playing this game since right when it started, and I am a fan of it. I've been playing the beta. I got into the beta, so that the devs actually helped me get into that because it wasn't working at first, but they fixed it for me. I did find there's a couple things that they were planning on doing which has gotten very negative reviews from the beta reviewers. So that's good. So they probably won't do it. But they were thinking of adding like that fog effect you see in a lot of phone games like this, where you have to like clear the fog to get to an area. Oh gosh, I do not like that idea. The only reason that would be good is it would make it where other people couldn't take your tiles early, right? They couldn't jump to one of your tiles and take something next to you. But honestly, I love the fact that I can look around at the world. Like, I want to be able to just go anywhere in the world and just look in the game. This is one of the best things about RiseToWar for me. The map is awesome, right? And see where things are. I don't want there to be fog on the whole map. That just sounds horrible. So, if RiseToWar, devs, if you are listening to this, please no, don't do that fog. And also, another thing that they were doing in the beta, which I will make some more videos on it in detail later on for my viewers here on the channel who are here for RiseToWar. Again, if you don't know, the majority of my channel content is Tolkien and other things, and like Lord of the Rings Online with voiceovers, right? So that is the majority of stuff I do here on the channel. Okay, let's see here. These upgrade really quickly, 20 seconds. Wow. Do not loot that early, guys. The gold levy, you want to wait until you level up your base a couple times. Not this one, but these. Level these up a few times. All right, get that going. Get that one upgraded so I can upgrade those guys a little quicker. All right, so now, let me just say, hello all. Let's see if anyone recognizes us here in the world. Okay. There we go. There we go. Max that out. Heck yeah. Races mentioned above. Get plus 2 HP. That's what I want. Alright, then I'm going to toss that in there. Good. Alright. Now, wait a second. Is that... Wait, hold on. Am I being dumb? Is that evil men? Yes, it does. Okay, yeah, it works. I was like, wait, are evil men mentioned in that? Okay, yes, I almost forgot. Again, now that my account's a little stronger, it's easier for me to start the evil side. I will tell people and highly recommend that you be very careful starting... I'm going to have to do the search engine, I think, here. Starting the other side if you've been only one side a lot. Because what happens is... Oh, challenging. Okay, well, let me look for a 15 then. Alright, we'll grab this 15. I do not want to try to take 10s as much as I can. I want to just go 15 up right now here at the beginning. Because I have decently strong commanders. My other commander I'm going to be using is... Where are you? This guy, Gorbag. He's my other highest respect evil character. They're the only characters I've really worked on the evil side. Now that I have her, I don't have her... I need 2 more of her letters. She's so... They gotta nerf her a little bit. I don't know how they're gonna do it without breaking her though. That's I think what they're worried about. Let's see. The best thing to start with: enemy stunned or something. Okay, this one gives a stun. I like that. So we're gonna do that. It's only a 15% chance to stun normally. Oh man. Well, maybe I'll just go with the orc damage reduction here. Trying to remember what's best to start with. This one does a heal. That's not good. Okay. I'm gonna reset it. Oh gosh. Oh, they cheapened it. It's only 20. I thought it always used to be 50. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna want that plus 1 HP early on, and I'm gonna put 2 into there. And then when I level up once, I'll put another one in. Start putting them into the stun. Having a stun early to take tiles is very, very helpful. I still would like these filters where if you select a filter, you can keep it stay on. I would like that a lot. I think it would really help the game. Okay, so we need to find some more 15s here. All right, we'll send him there. It's only manageable for him, huh? The Witch King is a little bit stronger character than him. Now, my Witch King is quite good, too. He's got very good items, but they both have pretty decent items. I do love the fact that items stay on the characters you're using now. Like that you leave on them, they stay on when you come back on. Very nice. One good thing about my picture not being here is I don't block the thing. Don't have to switch it every side. Periodical benefits. So again, I warn you guys, these kind of things can nickel and dime you, okay? So like, yes, if you have your free money, I think people should be able to spend their free income on what they need, but don't spend it over your rent. Come on, guys, or your family if they need it. I mean, I'm doing fine thanks to my wonderful Patreons and you guys helping my channel grow because I'm doing this full time now. So, but at the same time, I do not just go and buy tons of stuff on this game all the time because I just don't have that kind of money. And when I've already put money into the game slowly over the last 2.5 years in little spurts when I had free spending money. And the nice thing about this game is once you put some in, you keep the respect on those certain commanders and you keep those armored. So it kind of helps you in that way. Now, one thing in the beta that I also didn't like, which might be okay in a game mode, mind you, was they had a thing where you could combine 3 commanders. Now, again, I'm not sure if that is a Ranger game mode thing because I did not play the Ranger game mode yet. I just haven't had the time to make another alt account and play it. Right now I have this main account and I have my alt account playing with my other awesome group, Fire. So yeah, it really just depends. I wonder if you could take that or not. I don't know. Let's not do that. So anyway, hopefully this is still fun for you guys, like doing something like this without... I know a lot of you do enjoy... I did a poll and you guys, I asked like, do you guys like me having the camera on, right? Or do you want just mic? Did that back at the beginning and I got like, it was overwhelmingly that you guys wanted the camera on for videos. It was like almost 80% for that. So I appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoy that. But hopefully it's still fun for you occasionally to just see the game while I talk about it, right? I feel like sometimes it gives a different type of immersion, right, for the video. As a watcher of other YouTubers myself, right? It's kind of like, what would I always think, what would you guys want and what would I want, right? That's kind of how I like questions. All right, so I have my buff here for 24 hours. So again, we'll do a little hour video here or so, play for a while, and then I will take a break and hop on a little bit before bed, and then, well, technically this is before bed right now for me anyway. I don't know, what are you doing in the world right now? Where are you? What time is it for you? At the time of me making this video, it's 11 p.m. I don't know if I'm going to release it at the time of this video. All right, let's see. Did anyone say hello? Gosh, this is the only thing with the... You made it, Viper. Let's say, I think I can... I'm trying to remember if I can reply. Yeah. I don't think I can on this emulator. I've been so busy. Yes, it's a little bit of a late start for me, like I've been telling you during the video here, but you know, I'm definitely doing what I love though. I really like, you guys are all been so encouraging for my channel, and I just really thoroughly enjoy making videos. I just have so much fun doing it. I never would have guessed I would have wanted to do something like this years ago. Because obviously I have some degrees, I do music things, I've done audio engineering, computer science stuff. Like, the cool thing is a lot of the stuff I worked on has helped me tremendously as a YouTuber now. Because there are so many things that I had to learn as I did it, and there's other things that I already knew. I already knew how to do audio engineering, to have the right, you know, recording systems, and the right microphone, and all that kind of things. Yes, I had to study a little bit for doing, you know, talking stuff, because a lot of the audio recording I was doing was at sound booths and with my orchestra and my choir that I'm in. Let's see here. We'll activate that. But again, I really do appreciate you guys, that you watch my videos, you like, you comment. That kind of stuff really, like, if you have YouTubers you like, not just me, but anybody, that is how you support them. Like, watching, obviously watch time is a big one, but liking the videos, leaving just a comment, even if it's a small comment, you know, oh, great video, or things like that, and then liking the videos and subscribing obviously really helps. But all those things really help put it out. And of course, if you want to go way out of your way to be wonderful, you can share the videos with other friends you know might like it. That is huge. Networking, that is one of the hardest things I've found as a YouTuber. Is I now have to think about, like, okay, you know, I have to be my own media manager and things like that. And again, I'm not a very pushy person. Like, I used to be a bookseller, but like the way I got people to buy books was the fact that they realized I wasn't a pushy person, which is funny because I ended up being a good bookseller in that way, right? Like, my manager would always say really nice comments like, oh, you know, you just sold so many memberships and books, you know, how do you do that? And I'm just like, I don't know, I just tell them the truth. It's like, people want to hear the truth, right? You tell them, this isn't a great deal, but this membership, this is a great deal, you know, this book's on sale, come at this time, things like that. You get way more sales when people know you're being honest with them. It's like, nobody likes like a car salesman. Sorry to pick on car salesmen. I'm sure there's ones out there that are wonderful, but everyone knows what I'm talking about. The majority of car salesmen are really pushy, and they just really want to get you to sign and buy that car. And like, nobody likes that. Like, there's very few people in society that like that kind of behavior. So, anyway, why don't we go down this rabbit hole? I don't remember. Not important. Moving on. What are my friends saying here? Meat swap and puzzles. Take it to private. Am I invited into private one? That's funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't think I'm in the one they're talking about. That's funny. Yeah, it's a joke because basically during events you just are constantly seeing people say trade this, trade that, trade this, trade that. And it gets a little bit frustrating, but you know what? That's how you have to do it. I kind of think what they should do when they're doing trades in the world chat, if I was going to advise them. And by the way, since our channel's so big now and I've covered RiseToWar a lot, I've gotten them talking to me, a couple of their people. So that's kind of cool. They kind of reached out and been like, oh, thank you for your advice on this and that video on this. So that's pretty cool. They also gave me that thing, that link that I'll put in my RiseToWar videos, which I think I told you guys about in the video. It is legit. If you go to their game club, whatever, with that link, and you buy gems through that instead of through the game, you will give me a little bit. They give me a tiny percentage back. It's not huge, and they're not sponsoring anything or sponsoring any of my videos, but it just does a little bit. And the best part is you also get a tiny bit more gems yourself, the little game club bonus. So it does remember, though, since I'm saying it right now, it does remember what you've purchased in here. So you'll get the first time bonus if you use it, but if you've purchased the first time for the $5 one already, you won't be able to get that again in the other one. But if you do it the first time in the game club with that link below, then you'll get this bonus, and you'll get another little bonus of like another 10 gems or something for the $5 thing. So, and then you also support me a little bit, right? So again, pretty cool, pretty cool. Little side note. Haha, taverns! But yeah, they actually invited me too to come to a like a talk thing. That's one of them was talking to me, like the beta talk, which I really wanted to do, but I was going to my grandma's house the very time of the talk, which for a photo shoot with my whole extended family. So just bad timing. But in the future, maybe they invite me again. I will take them up on their offer and give them my thoughts on the game and where it's going, where it's headed, and what their future plans are for it, right? I think so far they've done a good job. I think the biggest thing they have to think about with this game is just don't make it super pay to win, right? Because if you've played the game for a long time, you're much stronger than other people, just for fact of time. And yes, if you put tons of money into getting armor and respect, it's going to make you much stronger than other people. But the game still feels a balance, because if you have been playing for many seasons and you're free to play, you can still have 3-4 commanders that are very strong, right? That have pretty good all purple gear, that kind of thing. So it makes it feel balanced. So I definitely, back to my previous point of what I was saying with the beta, they had like 3 people being in the beta, 3 commanders like putting armies together. I didn't really necessarily like that very much. I hope they don't plan to do that in the future for the whole game, unless that's going to be a special game mode. If it's going to be a special game mode, more power to them. Maybe people will enjoy that game mode, but I do not think they should implement that in the regular game. I think people will be frustrated because it'll make it feel more pay to win, because now you have to have 3 commanders that are set up. And what it did was it actually, like for example, my Dane, when you go into the tree, what it did was it removed all the small things. So basically you had only 4 to choose for each commander, and then you'd mix 3 commanders with their 4 things. It was kind of weird. You know, like it was a little weird. It felt bad is what it did. So that's the beta. That's not the game yet. So I do recommend that they stay away from that update. But we'll see. Whatever they want to do, it's their game, of course. But I felt like it would just take away from people who've already built up really strong commanders too over time. And that's what I was a little bit worried about, that like make it feel like, oh, well, yeah, you might have 3 strong commanders, but now you only have 1 group that can fight because you need to put them all into a group instead of having 3 separate armies. Yeah, I don't like that idea too much. But so far, where do we have to go next with this? I'm just going to think out loud entirely during this video, because otherwise, like, you won't know what I'm doing. You'll have no idea whatsoever. I'm a little bit stuffed up right now. Sorry if my voice sounds a little funny. Little nasally. You're like, are you Zollin? Are you an imposter? I am Zollin. Don't worry, that's me. It's also late at night, and I used my voice. And I just happened to have our first Awana tonight at my church. It's a kids club thing that I help lead. And I usually sing and lead the beginning with singing. So, and I yell a lot without a microphone. And boy, can I project. There's a reason I'm Voice of the Rings. I can project very loudly when I want to, but at the same time, I can tire out the voice a little bit. So, all right. In fact, give me just a moment. I'm gonna grab something. Alrighty, I'm back. So, also, if you are not in our Discord already, you should definitely join our Discord. This is not making a long video anyway, I might as well tell you. I've also updated our Discord. We have little icons now. I tried to do my best to match them to the subject of the Discord. Unfortunately, the way they do it, you can only really use the pre-done phone icons and like computer icons. You can't really make your own for like within the typing. You could do icons and other things in Discord, but so I did that. I added some on there. They're pretty nice. I think it looks good. So check that out. If you want to join our Discord, go to any of my newest live streams. There'll be a link. That's good for a week. And you can also go to my new site if you don't know about it and you're watching right now. www.voiceoftherings.com. Yeah, it sounds like a radio announcer, that one. But yeah, it's pretty cool. My sister helped me set that site up. We now have a merch store, mind you. So if you're someone who is really enthusiastic to support me and you'd like to even flaunt the awesome Voice of the Rings logo, you can check that out as well. Yeah. Oh, I lost my train of thought. If you go there, though, the real reason is you can go to my social media page at that site, voiceoftherings.com, and you can see my all my social medias, including Discord, which the link is always good there. So just like to let people know in RiseToWar who are watching me possibly, and you are like, you know, oh, I'd like to join the Discord so I can at least communicate and see when you're going to next do stuff, blah, blah, blah. I will try to start posting in Discord too when I'm going to be done with a season. And if anyone wants to join my main account here or my alt account, if there's room. Again, I kind of stopped planning super detailed things and events, like trying to get tons of people together for things, because I got a little bit... it got too much work, if that makes sense. It's a lot of work to plan things. I'm already constantly planning things for our group here on Voice of the Rings, for events and live streams and stuff like that. I didn't really have the time to like hunt people down to like set up, 20 people for a guild or something in RiseToWar. So that's why I usually join other people's guilds, because I put so much time into doing this channel that I do not have the free time to also lead a guild. I just don't have enough free time, because I also have a lot of other commitments in my life too, besides my channel, which is pretty much my full-time job right now, thanks to you guys. So I appreciate your support. Granted, if you ever interested in getting some extra bonuses on Discord, you become a Patreon, you get extra stuff, and I appreciate the support, you guys, in that way as well. But no obligation. Never want to feel anyone pushed, but I definitely I'm at a point where we've got about good chunk of wonderful Patreons that have been consistently supporting me, which is wonderful. I still don't quite make enough at the time of this video recording to get by completely, but I had a lot of savings from previous jobs, pre-COVID stuff. So, but as the channel grows, as you guys just share videos, like, subscribe, which is all free, that monetization for YouTube things, that goes up. So that helps a lot too. So there's lots of free ways people can support in that way too. Also, I added a buy me a coffee or tea. I really drink tea. That is also there on the social media, and that's also down there in the link. By the way, that site, Voice of the Rings, is also down there in the description, so you can just click directly to that if you want to. Anyway, enough of giving you information. But if I don't give it to you, how will you know if you don't look, right? So I like to tell people, like, I got a site now, I got this, I got a Discord, you can join. Again, you can join the Discord for free. Just if you're a Patreon, you get extra bonuses. There's like other channels and stuff. Sneak peeks, things like that. You can look on the Patreon. I've got little cool stories on there too. You can check it out. Even if you're not going to become one, if you just want to see my cool stories I wrote for all the different levels of Patreon, they're like named Dwarven things, right? There's like the Axe Guard and the Iron Guard and the Royal Guard. So anyway, I had a lot of fun making up all the stories and backstories to those. All right, here we go. Warband rally. Rally the warband. All right, let's see here. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. What can I upgrade? What do I do with it? Drunken sailor. Dude, gosh, that sea shanty gets in my head so often. It's such a good tune. I guess I just have to wait for the Great Hall. I can't do anything else right now. Okay. Can I upgrade more troops? Nope. Okay, that's fine. All right, so we took a 40 tile. That's good. That's very, very good. I don't really have enough troops to. I could speed these up. I am gonna go ahead and use some of my gems. This is such a small amount. I have a lot. Make sure I use the right amount so I don't waste my gems. Don't waste your gems, everyone. Just like real life. Just kidding. Don't waste your money, your gems. Let's see here. I'd love to get this food tile. I need to get another character that can clear tiles going here for me. I need a some kind of orc. This guy can clear tiles for me. All right, I need him to take this one tile so that I can not waste my energy on the Witch King to take the other tile. Whoa, did you guys hear that? That was my dog Sandy. I don't know why he's barking, but my family's allowed there, so they're going to have to figure it out. No, I take care of him all the time, so he probably wants something from one of them. They're probably eating something delicious. Just like Merry and Pippin right here. And also, if you're still here in this video, you're awesome. Leave a comment, be like, yeah, I made it at 37 minutes. I love when I say that. I always get one person who takes the time to be like, yeah, I made it. I made it. I always appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, I understand that we don't all have time to watch full every single video all the way. I completely understand that. So I never feel insulted. So even if people watch just for, 5-10 minutes of a long video and then leave a comment and a like, that to me is big support right there. Granted, when people do leave things going, by the way, like my ambience videos, it helps the channel. So if you like my Lord of the Rings ambience playlist, I'm not talking in those. There's an ambience. You should check those out. I've been trying to make those. I've always loved making ambience videos of like Lord of the Rings just for myself, like sitting there and listening. So one day I was like, oh, I should make an ambience video of Lord of the Rings Online. And other things. I got some of RiseToWar too, because this game is actually quite tranquil in places. And just, as you can see. I don't know why the music stopped though. What happened to the music? I guess I'll have him take that, get him some XP. All right, the Witch King can do one more tile in 50 seconds, and then he's going to be fresh out of energy, or as they call in this game, stamina. No, just kidding. It's stamina. Let's see here. There's another 30 tile there, so I think I will link to that one with this character. And then what I need to do is I'm going to have my Witch King take another 40 tile if I can find it. It's probably going to be that tree right there. Can he take a 60? I wonder if he'll be able to take a 60. The Witch King's just so flippin' strong, dude. How is his gear doing? His gear's at 84. It's familiarity. I need to do a couple more before he has pretty much full power on his gear. So let's hover and see the danger difficulty of a 60. Yeah, no, he cannot take a 60. It's way too overwhelming, and even if he got everything perfectly lucky. All right, so what we need to do is I need to take another 40. So why don't we just search for a 40? Woo! There's a stone one a million miles away. Is there a I guess we'll do I want closer than that. I'm gonna go take this one with this character. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's this? Wait a second. It's, oh, it's just... Oh, return after the battle. Okay, got it. Got it. Okay. We'll give him march speed. I didn't give this guy any poor gear. If he's going to help me clear things, he needs some gear. We'll give him some blue stuff. Have some blue stuff, sir. Believe he focuses... Oh gosh, what a voice. He's like burping over there practically. Let's see. Pretty much he's a resource gatherer is what he does. I don't think I've ever seen that commander be strong. Like someone who put a bunch of work into him. I just don't think he's supposed to be. That orc. Well, I might have seen 1 or 2 Sharku builds that were pretty decent. Also, I really wish they could change this on the left side to be filtered, be like, show all my blue armor. Because having to scroll down every time is a little bit frustrating. Definitely a lot of things that I have been requesting for a while here. That I would love, those kind of updates. I feel like sometimes there's updates that happen that I'm like not super thrilled about. Where there's other times that are like, I'm over here like, you know, I'd love this update. This update doesn't happen for seasons. And then finally something will happen. Like they finally gave us the filters when we're in the Commanders tab. Sorry, when we're in this one, they finally gave these filters and these. But there needs to be more. There needs to be out of stamina. So whoever has the highest stamina goes to the top or the lowest. Who's wounded? What commanders are wounded? There needs to be several more of these filters. There should be, I would say, if there were 5 filters, a wounded one, a stamina level one, and something else that could be a good, you know, needs reinforcements or has full troops, that could be good. Those could be other good ones to put on there, I feel. So, again, I always, all my critiques to any video game is always kind towards the creators of it, because I understand there's a lot that has to go into it. There's a lot of stuff they have to plan for. You know, they can't always, you know, their stockholders need money, so they have to think about how do we, you know, make money with the game still. That's why I must say though, from being a younger, you know, 10 plus years ago, I remember how games free to play was just not a thing in video games. And now pretty much every game could be played free to play, but now we have transactions within games, right? And this isn't just phone games. Phone games are a little bit more predatory, as I would say. I don't think RiseToWar necessarily is like that. That's why I support it more and I play it and I enjoy it. But there are some that are atrocious. I've played some phone games where I just quit after an hour because I was like, this is ridiculous. But that also happens in regular games, right? Let's think, you know, League of Legends, you know, Apex, all these games, you know, all the classic fun games. They have like cosmetic things, which is a great way, I think, to make money, right? Because you can still enjoy the game. You're on par with everybody else. And again, it would be cool if that was the case in like RiseToWar, right? That it was more like cosmetic things. But in this kind of game, it just doesn't work with the model, the money model. And I totally get why it doesn't work. It just doesn't work in this kind of game for that. But I love that about other things, and I think that's why Lotro, I'm very impressed with Lotro, because Lord of the Rings Online. This is not, we're hopping subjects. We're going to go to MMOs for a second. MMOs, if you all remember from 20 years ago, were more classic, more on the end of classic, you know, subscription based. And they'd put new expansions out, and occasionally you have to buy the new expansion. But that was it. That was how they made their money. Right? There wasn't really many in-game transactions for things like that. Then they realized, oh, cosmetic things are good. Oh, things that'll help are good. You know, that's how we make money. And then that kind of morphed into more modern games of it's completely free to play, but there are cosmetic bonuses. Now, I think that's a good thing with Lotro or convenience things, right? Lotro does it where it's like convenience things you can buy and cosmetics. Now, one thing with Lotro that I think is good and why it doesn't really get pay to win with even things that do boost your character, or let's say you just level up your character by paying, is the fact is it's really no skin off anyone else's teeth, since that game is so heavily focused on PvE, player versus the environment. It's not focused on PvP. So in a game like RiseToWar, It's a little bit more pay the win feelish because it's also a very different system than Lotro. So you can't really compare the two, right? So, oh, hello, my dog just came in. Hi, Brody, how's it going? But yeah, you can't really quite compare the two as well. So it really comes down to the fact that I think I like how Lotro does it better, obviously, and I understand what RiseToWar does, but I think from this whole monologue is that they need to stick to the fact that they keep the balance where if you are completely free to play in this game, you can still have fun and play it, but at the same time, you know, you don't feel like you just can't play. But I understand they have to make money, right, with the other things. So, yeah. Anyway, those are my thoughts on that. So, again, I like the fact how League of Legends makes money, right? League of Legends is one of the biggest games in the world, has been for a long time the biggest. And the way they make money is with cosmetics. The gameplay itself does not change whatsoever. So that is like a very different style than like RiseToWar. Because RiseToWar, they make money by things that make you stronger too. Yes, that's pretty much the only way they make money, right? But Lotro's kind of like in the middle, right? With both of those things. Because Lotro makes money by doing cosmetic things, by doing things for, you know, and then losing my train of thought. Lotro does it for cosmetic and for maybe boosting your character, of course, but it doesn't affect Lotro as much because it's not as heavily PvP like RiseToWar is, right? And again, I still think even though RiseToWar falls into a different category, League of Legends falls into a different kind of money category, and Lotro falls into its own category somewhere in the middle, I think that RiseToWar definitely does not fall into the category of some phone games that are, I would call, predatory, right, when it comes to money spending things. I do not think RiseToWar is like that. Now, anything like RiseToWar and the way they do their system could become that if someone had, you know, problems, right, where they can't control themselves with something. And that, unfortunately, comes down to the individual, right? That doesn't come down to the game. We have to be able to, you know, deal with ourselves. Oh, good. I got an invite immediately. Sweet. Awesome. It's nice when your team is so on it, right? Thank you, guys. I just got my ambassador. Wait, what is it called? My dark embassy? Is it an embassy? Hold on. What's it called? Anyway, but now you kind of heard my thoughts on that. Sorry, just sometimes things pop in my head and I start talking about it. I think you guys like that. You guys are gonna like, someone's gonna just troll me in the comments and be like, I hate it. Oh man. Now, one thing I'm having to realize, too, as a YouTuber now, guys, is I have to realize that the majority of you are fantastic and wonderful, but I'm going to occasionally get a comment that I just have to let roll off my back because some people are mean. That's just how it goes. It's like, you wouldn't think so, but some people are just they're really, like, just out to get you for no reason. So, and that's just life, though. We all learn that as we grow up, right? So. I'm hearing my dog do a little cry over there behind me. His little nasal cry. He's like, hee. What are you doing, Brody? Oh, that's an awesome picture, isn't it? Wow, that was cool. Sweet, let's start getting that upgraded. Okay. I do love this early part of the game where you can just upgrade everything for just under an hour. Just boom, 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 boom. Take tiles, upgrade, upgrade. It feels really fun. I think that RiseToWar should think about a game mode that can do this. Like, that you can play like this all the time. That's like really fast paced and like everything's sped up. Like, kind of like, I don't know, you know, if you played League of Legends, if you know what that game is. So you control your heroes, right, and fight each other. I've played that game a lot in the past, even though I really don't do much of it on the channel because we're a Tolkien channel. But I have a couple videos of it. The fact that, like, there's a game called Earth. It's Ultra Rapid Fire is what the abbreviation stands for. And pretty much everything is sped up. Like the cooldowns on abilities, where normally you cast a laser or something, it's like 80% faster. And instead of costing any kind of resource of your energy or mana in the game, your power, it's like 0 power. So you just cast abilities like crazy. I think that'd be really fun game mode in RiseToWar, like a mini game mode or something, where like your characters have no stamina, you know, you can keep getting, you know, more and more troops as fast as you can. They're like, you know, 10 times faster to recruit, 10 times faster to upgrade buildings. And like, you just have like a battlefield of like 30 and 30 players in a small battlefield. And you just have to like strategize and fight each other, right? I mean, that'd be cool. It would be kind of cool. I think it'd be an interesting game mode. Now, would it be completely different than how the game feels and plays? Oh yeah, completely. It would have to be a silly, fun game mode because it would totally make the game feel so different if you did that normally. Now, another fun subject, as we're on to subjects, is I do love, I love Lotro, as you all know. Lotro is a fantastic game. But I love that they've been upgrading textures. I think that it would be really cool if they did add more of a classic server of Lotro, because we have legendary servers, which are basically like classic servers like World of Warcraft has, right? But I would love one that just stays at level 50, like a permanent server. It's like, this is the permanent Shadows of Angmar server, right? On Lotro. I think that'd be really, really cool to just have one of the classic feeling servers. Now, some people might be like, oh, well, they should do everything, even how it used to look. I disagree with that. I think that it should have all the classic gear and items and stat leveling and everything from the original, but I think that it should be texture upgraded. I really do. Like, I was hearing someone talk about World of Warcraft, and in fact, I think it was that YouTuber Asmongold, right? He's a big World of Warcraft YouTuber. I was just in passing watching one of his videos, and he was talking about how he thinks that there shouldn't be, and a lot of times I agree with a lot of things he says, and of course there's times I don't. But you know what? We're all humans. We're all not going to agree on every little thing, right? I mean, I have wonderful friends and people, and again, I like his channel, Asmongold. I'm not saying anything against it, but I have lots of friends and family that, like, I agree with 99% of what they say, but, you know, there's an occasional time you don't agree, and that's normal. That's a good thing. We shouldn't agree on every single thing in life. That kind of make life boring. Yeah, anyway, losing where I was at. Asmongold was talking about the fact that he thinks there should be a classic WoW server that's not touched at all, because unfortunately WoW's classic servers have been touched way too much, and they're like trying to add like a currency thing and stuff that wasn't in the original game. That is definitely, I agree with that with him. I think that's terrible. He also thinks that's terrible. But he was saying he thought they shouldn't even texture upgrade things. He said he thinks they should fix things that were broken with textures in an original, but they shouldn't upgrade any textures. Now, when it comes to World of Warcraft, I really have no comment on that. Like, I really don't care very much. I've played World of Warcraft, but I would not care either way, right? That is up to the community that really plays that game a lot. I know I have a lot of people here who play World of Warcraft who are on my channel, who have moved to Lotro too and play both. That's fantastic. I love having you guys all here. I definitely played the World of Warcraft a lot when I was younger with my cousins, because it was a really fun thing to do with your cousins. But Lotro, when I back to Lotro, I do think they should have all the textures be upgraded, because if you make a classic server and people want to see the classic server, I know that there's a small niche of us, which again, MMOs are already a niche, but I know there's a niche within the niche of MMOs that people want to see, like the classic look where it looks as bad as they remember, right? Not that it was ever bad at the time of, like at the time of they were good graphics, but today Lotro has really upgraded their graphics and textures to make it look really nice. I think that it should be a classic server of the Shadows of Angmar without the expansion of Moria, just a server for that and for PvP and stuff. And I think that it should be texture upgraded though. I think it should look as good as the regular game does now, because they haven't done any updates to textures that like ruined the art style in Lord of the Rings Online, where I think they have to an extent done that in World of Warcraft, maybe changed art style on things to upgrade textures, which may be why Asmongold isn't really a fan of that idea, which is totally fine. Dude, I think that like if I ever talked to Asmongold, I think we'd get along pretty good though. Like even if we don't agree on everything, because I obviously haven't. I've watched some of his videos. Some of them I agree with, the majority, some I don't agree with things, but that's a good thing, right? I think he would enjoy that too, actually. I think we'd have a fun time. We ended up agreeing on a lot of things, though, when it comes to MMOs, I'm sure, from what I've heard. But definitely, yeah, I like the honesty there. All right, well, he's a very honest person, which is good, which is what I strive to be here on this channel as well. So, Obviously, I have to keep my privacy, so I don't say everything about my life. But I tend to give you guys the full what I am in these things too. As a person. Let's see here. I'm going to give him troops, and then I'm going to attempt to take another 30 tile with him, I think. I think he can take a 30. Let's see. Challenging. I'm going to go ahead and go for it and see if he can do it. Oh, no. My other little dog is here. Hello, Sandy. My little tiny dog. My little tiny dog who ate my pothos today. Do you know what a pothos is? It's a type of plant. Yes, you. My dog's like, what? Yes, you. You were the one who ate it. He didn't eat the whole thing, but he like reached up because it had like long vines hanging off, and he just like ripped off the bottom of all the vines after my months of work taking care of it. But it's okay. He's just a dog. He's just a puppy. He doesn't know better. That's how it goes. The plant will grow back. It'll be fine. Just looks kind of pretty bad for a few months with all its things ripped off. Uh-oh. Couldn't quite take it. Oh, I almost killed it, though. Gosh, I lost a lot of troops in that fight, though. He's not quite as strong as the Witch King, that's for sure. All right, so what I need to do is I need to send someone else to try to take it now. Well, let's see. Can my little sharky guy finish it off? Let's see. What other commander are we going to toss in the mix here? Who else do I want to use? I'm trying to think. Oh, we have these filters as well, but do I have who's my highest respect besides the other two? Let's see here. Oh, he's a respect 3. I could use him. Oh, Gothmog. I forgot I have respect 5 on Gothmog. I should be using Gothmog. Okay. See, this is my main account. I'm not really an evil side player as much. As you can see, my good side, we have we have a lot of high respects on certain characters. Oh my gosh, I have respect 5 on Gilgalad. I gotta get him gear, dude, and use Gilgalad. Gilgalad is a great commander. I love respect 18 Gimli, though. Respect 14 Falcon. Love my dwarves. You guys would never have guessed that. Look at that. Respect 21 on Dwalin. Again, I should be able to use my other commanders soon. I just gotta use these early ones here. So let's see. I got Gothmog. Yeah, Gothmog. Normally I just use him to siege, but he can do a pretty decent job early on with taking tiles as well. Again, you guys, thank you so much if you're still here watching the video and you've been here the whole time. I really appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Appreciate you listening. I really do enjoy RiseToWar. I think I like having different types of games that I play, not only for the channel, but just in my own private life when I play video games too. I like different kinds because I'm someone who like, I'll really get hooked on a game for a while and play it a lot when it first comes out or something. But then I'll like hop between games I like. Like I have different things that like, help you feel, scratch that itch, of something you like kind of thing. That term's a little weird. I've never really liked that term very much, but you know what I'm saying. So like, for example, let's see. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go in a second. This one's pretty good. We'll just do this. Yeah, I just think that, good, he was able to finish it off. It was enough people destroyed. He was able to finish the tile. But yeah, I just really think that, so like for games for me that I like to play, when it comes to like phone games, it's really RiseToWar. It's kind of just chill. I can play whenever, relax, play with my friends, do some strategy. And then when I really want a big strategy world just by myself, I play like Total War games. I love the Total War franchise. And then I like a lot of them. I've really enjoyed the Warhammer Total War series. That's been really good. And I'm a big fan of the Rome Medieval too. Those were my original I used to play. And then of course Lotro for MMOs, even though I do love trying other MMOs. I played many MMOs, but Lotro is obviously the one I spent the most time on for a good reason. And then like League of Legends, I do love League of Legends, that strategy type game. I used to be a big, I played StarCraft and Warcraft in the past, Warcraft Frozen Throne, when I was real little. And that was where I learned about, Dota, which is the foundational beginnings in that custom game mode, right? On Warcraft 3 for League of Legends. And then of course the Dota game that came out later too. Those are both foundational from that. That's where their creators originally came from, and the ideas. That's a pretty cool picture too, isn't it? So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much those
those are pretty much a lot of games I like to move around. Shooter games, I love to play Halo. I'm a big Halo player. Sorry, not so much Call of Duty. I've played Call of Duty, but it's just not quite my cup of tea as much. I definitely like the ability to have, you know, I don't know, I just like the way like Halo shoots. One game that I really loved, and it's super, I will say it in memory of that game because you know what, I'm actually recording this video on September 27th, 2023 when I'm making this video for you guys. And that game I think just shut down. And that game is called Cycle Frontier. And yes, it shuts down today. It already shut down. I literally shut down this afternoon. Gosh, man. That was one of my favorite games. And I know you're all going to be like, it's just like Tarkov. Play Tarkov. It's just not for me. Tarkov's fun, but Tarkov is more like a, you know, Call of Duty. It's very realistic, you know, very like, you know, fast paced and everything looks really super, the art style, the way it looks. I really liked the Cycle Frontier because it had that feel of Tarkov and the way the game works and the way you drop and do it a round and then you're back at your base. But it felt like Halo, which I really love because I love that feeling of how Halo shoots. In fact, for me, I feel like personally Halo shoots more realistically for me. In fact, it's so funny. I played so much Halo when I was younger. When I went shooting with my grandpa, it was like kind of like natural feeling the first time I shot. Because I was like, this feels just like the video game, which actually I found very impressive, by the way, from the video game, that it actually gives you a little bit of hand-eye coordination practice while you play. It's not the same as real guns, though, mind you, people. And I would like to point out, too, saying that safety first, make sure if you're ever going to do that, that you're in a proper place, have a proper trainer, all that kind of stuff. So don't, you know, be careful, guys. I don't want to be, I'm not trying to make YouTube demonetize my video because of that comment. Hello, Brody. Now Brody and Sandy are both in my room. My room is the place to hang out. The dogs are like, we like to hang out in your room. It's got all this cool stuff we can look at and try to eat. Like, oh look, I think I'll just chew on your shield. No, don't chew on that, Brody. Stop. No, he doesn't do that. I'm just kidding. What, Brody? He's going. I don't know if you can hear it. I think that they're eating dinner in the other room. It's a late night dinner, and Brody wants to be part of that dinner. The endless bottomless pit 80-pound, you know, panda dog. Which, if you are curious, you can go watch my shorts. I put up lots of videos of them. We also have a mini horse. Wow, we've covered a lot of subjects tonight. I was very talkative. I mean, if you've watched my channel, I guess I'm always talkative. I'm always doing voiceovers and doing videos, but yeah, I do like to talk, and I like to help people. I like to hear lots of different things. I've always really enjoyed helping other people, listening to other people. It's kind of my personality type and how I've, you know, experiences. I always tell people there's a couple things that you need to think about, right? Personality type is kind of your building blocks, right? Personally. That's what I think about that. I don't think you should chalk off everything that you do and all your behaviors to personality type because I think that's wrong. And if you talk to any psychologist, they would probably agree with me. It really comes down to the fact of you learn about maybe some things you do when you learn your personality type. And then any things that are negatives of that personality type that you know socially are negative, maybe being selfish or this or that, you can choose that. Sorry, got a little bit sidetracked there for a moment. Someone was checking on me to make sure that I knew the dogs were behind me, but yes, I knew. But yeah, once you have that basis, it really comes down to, my opinion, it's choices we make, right? And experiences we have. And that is how we can achieve. It really comes down to those things. And then within choice for me personally, as someone who believes in Jesus and stuff, I think that obviously in my personal religion and view, that the Holy Spirit really helps guide things too. But that is, I'm not going to go into that because that's another side thing. But my main things that I've found, and I've not heard any other psychologists say this is just my own thoughts, I've been thinking about this for a long time, is I feel like it comes down to, if you really know your personality type, that's awesome. Then at that point, it comes down to your experiences in your life and your choices. Because if anyone comes up to you and tells you, you know, oh, that's just how I am, I'm a jerk, it's my personality type. No, that's not a good excuse. Anyone can achieve a different outcome in their personality, or something they're doing wrong, or something that, you know, and that's why it's so important to not be selfish and listen to others. But remember to, if you are 100% sure you're not doing something, you have to realize too, well, it could be the other person and they're just trying to blame you for something, right? So it's hard in life, right, with that kind of stuff, because you don't quite know sometimes if it's, you know, is it someone else? Is it you? Should you not feel bad about something? Should you feel bad about something and change something? That kind of stuff. That's really, you know, that comes down to a lot of factors in life. But when it comes from a human perspective, I think it comes down to knowing your personality type is really important. And by the way, I completely don't do things like, later on people added stuff to personality types, right? Like, oh, it's when you're born. Oh, it's like a horoscope. I disagree with horoscope stuff. I think that stuff's weird. I'm not a fan of that. Sorry if you like that. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. Whatever you want to do. But personality types have nothing to do with that. People stuck once personality types were created by the Myers-Briggs, right? She was a school teacher, I think, who did that and kind of figured that stuff out. Wow, that was really close. It's a really close fight. Once she figured it out, then other people came along later and were like, oh, you know, let's add some things to this and make it fun, you know, kind of thing. Which again, maybe that's more of a fun thing, you know, at different times and stuff. I mean, I think that stuff's still kind of interesting, like from a fun fantasy perspective, but I don't think it's necessarily something that you should be thinking about and being like, oh no, if I don't do this, you know, kind of things. No. But yeah, I really do think it's pretty cool to think about that stuff. So anyway, I'm sorry. Am I giving you guys a psychology lesson here? Maybe I should be a professor. No, anyway, these are just things I think about. I'm enjoy this stuff. Me and my cousin are both like this. So me and him will talk about really deep talks about all sorts of things. But a lot of the things, whenever I talk about something on my channel, though, it's something that I'm hoping that I can help you guys, right? I can help one person, even if one person, it helps one person in what I say. Awesome. And again, you know, take everything I say with a grain of salt. If you disagree with something, that's totally fine. I think people need to realize in our culture and climate right now that we need to realize to agree to disagree sometimes, right? And again, as you know, I'm always glass half full on a really positive channel, and there's a reason why I don't bring up politics and stuff, because we don't need that in our day-to-day life. We deal with that enough. We're here to have fun, talk about positive things, and again, what I was talking about with the personality type, that is all positivity is my point of that whole why I said that. It's like knowing yourself is really important. Knowing what makes you tick, what things do. Think about things. Think things over. Think, you know, for yourself. What am I doing, you know? Or what did they do that bothered me? You know, those kind of thoughts. Those are good to think through, because then you don't have as many fights and stuff. Now, are you going to have fights with people, even people close to you that you love? Yes, that is actually... I heard from one psychologist that that's a healthy thing. You have disagreements. We're not going to all agree on every little thing. But you shouldn't be constantly fighting, right? Especially with your friends, family, spouse, whatever. You shouldn't constantly be fighting. So then it might be something you're doing or something one person is doing to you all the time and you're just accepting it when maybe you shouldn't be. That kind of thing, right? Again, I'm having a whole psychology lesson. That wasn't my goal of this. But yeah, so all good things to think about. So this guy really can't take on 30, so I'm going to have to go for 15s with him, it looks like. Yeah, but you know, again, you all know me on this channel. I really try to stay really glass half full, positivity. We don't need negativity in our lives all the time. A lot of the last, you know, 15, 20 years with the fact with this advanced ability to get information around so quickly, and the fact that a lot of times with news and stuff, people just want clickbait, right? They just want to click because that's how they make their money, right? I mean, this happens on YouTube too. So granted, do I think about things like, oh, I should make my thumbnail look really nice for you guys so people will want to click on it, even a new person who's never seen my videos? Of course I do that. Why wouldn't I do that, right? Like, that's a good thing. But I'm talking about clickbait, like the news media will pick the worst of the worst because, like, oh my gosh, and you want to know about it. You're like, what? Why is that happening? And you know, it's one person out of 100 million people that is that problem. And now everyone feels like, oh, is there lots of people like that? No, there's not, right? Stop. Don't stress out, everyone, right? That's my point. So my point of my channel is don't stress out about that stuff. Take breaks. It's good to know what's going on around you. It's good to know what's going on in your life, in your country, and all that stuff. But be careful what you believe, right? Even the things that I tell you, I just always keep a grain of salt, you know, with everything you take, just information in. You have to always judge information. Now, if you have someone you completely trust, right? If you really like my channel and you really trust what I say, well, I appreciate that you trust me. But you still need to think about things for yourself. It's really important. You don't need to be suspicious of everyone. You don't need to be like all the time, oh no, people are, everyone's lying to me. That's you shouldn't do that. Now you're going the other way too far. I think what was it? Trust but verify, right? Who said that? It was Ronald Reagan, right? The president, I think he might have taken that from somebody else too. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure he's the one that said that. It's a good saying. Now, again, there's sometimes you need to just, if it's a family member, you're just gonna need to trust them, right? You should just trust them. If it's something simple like, I'll be there. You don't need to verify that, obviously. You gotta just trust them, right? He's your family member. But if it's something else, if it's something to do with anything that's something that'll greatly affect your life, with in the world, don't just trust it blindly, right? I think that's a good idea. It's a good idea to kind of think things through, even if you come to different conclusions than other people, right? You should never be afraid to mouth and speak with your voice and your opinions. Voice your opinions, right? As you can see here, I'm not afraid at all to do that. Now, it's a little hard sometimes in life because, yeah, there are subjects that could be fun to talk about on the channel, but I can't because YouTube blocks certain things. There are some things I agree with YouTube that they block, right? With certain violence and stuff. But occasionally YouTube will block certain things that I disagree with, that I think is probably not a great look for a public space. But, yeah, I mean, that's how it goes, though, right? It is their platform, even though they do spout to be a public platform, so they don't have they lose some rights on that, but at the same time, they do have the rights to do certain things, to block things that are really bad, which I agree with. And again, my channel. I try to be really, really PG on this channel. No bad language, nothing inappropriate. I don't do that stuff in my life anyway. I don't think, you probably know this, but Voice of the Ring doesn't go around and yell bad words when he's off recording and stream. I don't use bad words. I just don't think there's a point to use bad words. I know I've had some friends that just chronically would say a bad word without even realizing, like in their sentence, and it was just habit. And a couple of them were so nice. They tried really hard to stop that, and a couple of them accomplished it. It was their choice. Remember we were talking about choice? They accomplished it. They stopped saying bad words all the time. It meant a lot to me as their friend because I felt like they cared enough about me to think about me, right? In that way. And I really, we don't need to sing bad words all the time, right? For anyone out there. Like, it's going to happen sometimes, right? But it's just like, yeah, there's other things you can do. Other ways you can control your frustration or anger about something, right? That's a really important thing, right? Being able to control yourself is very, very important. You get yourself into more trouble, and then you're more annoyed at yourself later, right? Oh, man. Anyway, I'll stop psychologying. I mean, giving you guys lessons. There we go. Hi, all. See what everyone else is doing. All right, so we're pretty much getting to that point where it's kind of slowing down, especially because on the evil side, I can't really advance quite as quickly as the other one. By the way, here's what I earned from my main season from last one. I think I showed you this already at the beginning, but... All right, about seasons. Season 1, Season 2, Bag End, Campaign. Yeah, see, I went, so I think what happened is you still get Season 1 and Season 2 always, and then you get Bag End. So each season campaign is a new beginning. The season campaign generally lasts 40 to 60 days before it ends, hence why I'm on my 13th campaign, I think. And that's because I have done every season since the game started. So, and without very many stops. Rewards will be distributed based on, this is just information about it. I love looking at Gimli, though. Now, one thing I do like about the PvE, back to PvE and RiseToWar, is the way you can look at characters. I think it's pretty cool. So, well, my friends, I think I'm kind of stuck here at finishing this, but I'm going to pop over and show you the PvE real quick before I finish the video. By the way, I did not play any of these games at the bottom, I'd like to point out. These are stuck on the LD player, so if you're someone who keep that in mind, that is always, those are just always there. Okay. All right, let me pop over to the PvE real quick. Let's see here. Test server. Okay. No, I love that eye in the middle of Lord of the Rings. Such a cool. Again, the fact that RiseToWar has the rights to all of the stuff is pretty cool too. Oh, interesting. Somebody took all my tiles. You have been wandering alone in Middle-earth for long, struggling to find friends in a familiar lands. Maybe this is where you belong. It's time to join. Someone has invited me. Well, okay, I guess I'll just join. There, did they just get me in a group? Oh, I see. The person next to me is an ally. So anyway, this is kind of how it works. So here, see the fog of war? See this cloud layer? I do not like this at all. And there's a way you could disperse it and stuff over time. But, oh sweet, I can get a little bit of stuff here by boosting this thing. Oh, give me my points. Okay. By the way, I get like everything maxed early because it's PvE. I like this ring though, like this dwarf ring. Looks freaking awesome. I like how all the rings look different and depending on the people you're from. Okay, so see now it allows me to remove fog to a certain distance, but look, I can go right here and I can say dispense fog. It feels way too much like other phone games that I've played like this. I do not like this mechanic, okay? I can't even stress how much to you I do not like this mechanic. Again, it's cool. How far can you go with it, though? Like, do you have to clear the whole map, or is at a certain point you just... You know what I'm saying? Area of ring effect exceeded. Please dispense the nearby mist. Okay. So the question is, when I dispense all mist... Am I able to see the whole map again? Because then it wouldn't be quite as big of a problem. Man, people are already taking everything now. These are little event things that you get every time you dispense. The mist. How much mist stuff do I have to remove? Can I just remove everything? Am I using ring power here? I don't understand where I'm getting this power. Do I just keep using dispense mist? Time spent 1 second. I guess I can just remove it all. Tap at the bottom. Okay, I'm just curious here. I haven't actually done this very much yet. Okay. So I'm curious, just for the video, we're gonna remove all the mist because it seems like I could just keep removing. And do I get to remove the other mist once I've removed all of this mist? You know what I'm saying? Like the whole map? Because then it wouldn't be nearly as bad because it would just be an early game thing. But if I can't get rid of the mist on the whole map, and there's always a border when I move like to a new zone, that would be really weird. So I stopped complaining about it. We're just going to end the video doing it right now. Huh. Okay, there's the limit there. So apparently there's really no limit to removing it though, which is nice. Alright, we're almost there. Just making sure I go on the side first. Why would I have to remove it around the mountains? That doesn't make any sense. There's something over here? There's something I found bandages in the mountains. Amazing. All right, there we go. Caught up to that area. I mean, it's kind of cool animation, but it just definitely don't want to have to do this all the time, you know? There's another player. So I'm pretty much at this point, I should have all the mist removed. Yeah, I should have it all removed now. So my question is, now that I have all that mist removed, will there always be a... Oh, Oh, did it all remove on the whole map for me when I hit that? It looks like it. Yeah, it does look like it. Let me go over here. I did. Okay, well, all right. So I know I said this during my viewer at the end here. That's awesome. But I want to do this during this video to check. So it looks like that mist isn't a problem anymore once you have cleared all of the mist around your base. Then the mist in the whole world goes away. Okay, not as bad as I thought. Okay, so I will give them a positive feedback of if they do want to implement this with the little bonus things that you collect every time you remove the mist. Okay, now it's a little hard because you can't plan on where you're going to get tiles. And right now, since I joined this server, everyone took all the tiles around me, which is kind of a bummer. But you know what? That's how it goes. And also, it seems that your commanders get super ridiculously good gear. Now, here's something else that I was talking about. See how there's all these different pieces of gear? There's like an axe here too, and then there's like this one and stuff. When you go to your commander setup, okay? Let's see. Armies. It's cool because you can actually look at your commander up close, but it's like in sets, right? So you actually have to like add commanders together to use more units. And the problem is when you go to the commander thing, I don't know this, you tell me in the comments guys if you know this. Is this the Ranger game mode? But look, when I go to this, I only have the option, and they've been changed a lot, to have the 4 things. I like having the customization of having the whole entire tree, so I don't like that very much. Elves, Dwarves, attack. So he's got a special bonus. So like, yeah, this would be interesting as another game mode and stuff, but they absolutely do not want to introduce it like this. Because what you'll have to do then is, this is PvE, I've got great armor, everyone, sweet, wonderful, awesome. But what you'll have to get a bunch of different commanders really strong, and that's going to make it even harder for a new player or a free-to-play player to build up a single army if you have to have 4 commanders that all have decent respect and all have decent gear. And not just that, now you can't have one single commander who's really strong because you have to have all of them, right? So I don't like that at all. I don't like it very much. No, I don't, Sam, I am. Dr. Seuss. Yeah, anyway. So I just thought I'd talk about that a little bit before I finished up this video for you guys about the PvE. Since I could have made a whole video on some of this stuff, and I probably will, on saying things I like and don't like, but I really need to go and play the Ranger game mode. I think I might just make another account and join a Ranger game mode if they have one, just so I can see what it's like and make some videos for you guys. All right, my friends. Well, that is it for me tonight. I'm gonna go to bed. You guys have a great day in Middle Earth. Maybe you just woke up. That's awesome. I'll be up probably when I post this. It'll probably be morning. You guys have a great and wonderful day in Middle Earth. Look at this combat though. This is crazy. All these different kingdoms are just going at it. It's kind of cool. Anyway, yeah, you guys have a great and wonderful day in Middle Earth, and I will see you guys all in the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. Thanks for hanging out, and thanks for listening to me talk. If you made it to the end, you can now leave a comment and say, I made it to the very end at 1 minute and 23. An hour and 23 minutes. See you guys. Have a great day in Middle Earth. Stay happy. Thank you to my Patreons for their support. Subscribe button's there. Links down there for all those other things I was telling you about. And I'll see you all in the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. Baruch Kazan. Kuzad. I'm in you.